Trash talk is a huge part of boxing. Not only are you looking to beat down your opponent physically, it's also beneficial for you to beat them down mentally as well. For some, the art of trash talking comes naturally, and they're able to really dig into their opponent's minds. But for others, well, let's just say it doesn't come so naturally. Ernie Terrell was tasked with defeating the greatest heavyweight to ever step foot in a boxing ring. That's right, the late, great Muhammad Ali. During pre-fight interviews, Ernie Terrell referred to Muhammad Ali by his birth name Cassius Clay. Now, if you know the backstory of the name change, you'll understand why it sparked so much outrage from Ali. But for those who don't know, here's a little recap. It all began in February of 1964 after Ali defeated Sonny Liston in their famous bout. It was that night in February where Muhammad Ali denounced the name Cassius Clay and announced that instead, he prefers to be called Cassius X, an homage to his great friend and mentor Malcolm X. A month later, Ali joined the religion of Islam and declared himself as Muhammad Ali, meaning beloved of God. Ernie Terrell saw an opportunity to belittle Ali and get into his head. "I met you as Cassius Clay, and I'll only leave you as Cassius Clay," said a confident Ernie Terrell. During the entire lead-up, Terrell continued to refer to him as Cassius Clay, and Muhammad Ali took great exception to this. Come fight night in 1967, Ali completely dominated Terrell, constantly taunting him and saying, "What's my name?" while raining down blows on his opponent. Ali won by unanimous decision, and I think it's safe to say that Terrell lived to regret his choices. Prior to their fight on May 28, 2022, Raleigh Romero threw some questionable trash talk towards Gervonta Davis. Clips from the press conferences were in the media for weeks, with Romero saying some rather strange things about Davis. I mean, surely nobody roasts someone else's haircut in a press conference, right? Well, actually, Raleigh went as far as saying Gervonta's hair looked like that of a koala. But he didn't stop there, because next, he said that Davis was a koala with chlamydia. Like, bro, what does that even mean? Your guess is as good as mine. Regardless, moments like this sell the fight, and ultimately lead to fans becoming even more invested into the fight. It turns out that being called a koala with chlamydia didn't affect Gervonta Davis as much as Raleigh Romero would have hoped, as the Tank knocked him out in the 6th round. You may have to come up with something a little better next time, Raleigh. Just saying, dude. Not only is he arguably the most dominating and terrifying heavyweight in history, Mike Tyson has also given boxing fans some of the greatest sound bites in the sport's history. Prior to his fight against Lennox Lewis, Tyson was asked a simple question by interviewer Jim Gray shortly after defeating Lou Savarese by TKO. Gray asked, "Mike, was this the quickest fight of your career?" To which Tyson replied with many praises to the God of Islam, Allah. He then dropped one of the most goosebump-inducing quotes we've ever heard, and also one of the strangest. "My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah." I'm sorry, what? Did Mike really just say that he wants to eat Lennox Lewis's children? Thank goodness he was joking, man. This ignited a deeper rivalry between the two, and when they finally faced each other in 2002, Lennox Lewis captured victory after knocking Tyson out in the 8th round. It turns out those insults really fired up Lennox. From biting ears to making threats against another boxer's children, Iron Mike Tyson never failed to amaze boxing fans with his unpredictable behaviors. I mean, let's be honest. Now, yes, I know that Conor McGregor isn't technically a boxer. However, he did fight arguably one of the greatest boxers of all time and held his own for the most part. Coming from the UFC, Mystic Mac has always been able to deliver stabbing trash talk in order to mess with his opponent's head. McGregor understands that this type of supervillain behavior is necessary in the process of hyping up a fight. Doing this has cemented him as one of the highest paid sportsmen in history, earning himself north of $50 million. McGregor used these same tactics in order to land the biggest payday of his career. Of course, we're talking about the famous boxing match with Floyd Mayweather Jr. The talks began in 2015 when McGregor teased the idea of boxing Floyd Mayweather Jr., saying, "I know if we had a fight, I would win. I could box against him, give him a fight, but he would not fight me." When the press conferences began in 2017, we were treated with some of the most entertaining sound bites ever. Conor attacked everything he could, including Mayweather's appearance, dress sense, past life decisions, family, and his intelligence. If you watched the press conferences, you may remember the notorious one noticing Mayweather's backpack. What came next made waves in the media. After going off on a tangent attacking the way Mayweather was dressed, saying that he dresses like a little kid, McGregor directed his insults to Floyd's backpack, which he had on stage, and the boxer's intelligence.
What the fuck is he wearing? He looks like a little breakdancer or something, a little 12-year-old breakdancer, bitch. What the fuck? He's 40. You're 40 years of age. Dress your fucking age. Carrying a school bag on stage. What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read.
Despite all the trash talk, Mayweather still came out on top, taking his record to 50-0. Maybe McGregor regrets treating Mayweather this way, but after all, it is Conor we're talking about. But the result wouldn't have dampened his spirits for long, as he walked away with an impressive $85 million. Jeez, man, you wouldn't mind giving me some, would you, Conor? Of course, we couldn't leave this next guy out, could we? All I have to say is, let's go, champ, for you to know exactly who I'm talking about. That's right, it's Shannon the Cannon Briggs.
Let's go, champ!
I strongly suggest you research his antics after watching this video. The heavyweight boxer is boisterous and relentless. He expressed this behavior for years during his rivalry with then heavyweight champion of the world, Vladimir Klitschko. And when I say relentless, I mean relentless. Some may even say that Briggs went a little too far with his antics in his attempt to receive a fight with Klitschko. Although these two men never fought, they created many moments that will forever be ingrained in boxing history. See, Vladimir Klitschko decided one day that he would go for a nice paddleboard ride to maintain his cardio, as you do. When Briggs caught wind of this decision, he decided it would be a great idea to join Klitschko in a rented boat, screaming his patented phrase, "Let's go, champ!" and "Wherever you go, I go, champ! Whatever you do, I do, champ!" He then told the driver of the boat to create waves around the helpless Klitschko, causing him to fall in the water.
Everywhere you go. Oh, little man.
Sometime after this in Florida, USA, Briggs noticed Klitschko dining peacefully in a restaurant. Notice how I said peacefully? Well, you can guess what happens next. Briggs stormed into the restaurant hollering at Klitschko and even began to eat food right off of his plate. The usual, "Let's go, champ," and "Where you go, I go, champ. What you eat, I eat." Klitschko retaliated by dumping water on Briggs' head, resulting in a skirmish. I mean, you did ask for it, Shannon. Just saying. Okay guys, who do you think the biggest trash talker is in the sport of boxing? Let us know in the comments. Once you've done that, please smash that big, juicy subscribe button and like this video. How very kind of you. Thank you, my friends. And finally, we have the big British heavyweight Derek Chisora. It was 2018 when Chisora faced the body snatcher Dillian Whyte for their second bout. After winning the first fight, Chisora was looking to defeat the very confident Whyte once again. During a pre-fight face-off, the two men went back and forth with insults until Chisora dropped quite possibly the strangest analogy we have ever heard. "How will you beat this man?" said ex-boxer Johnny Nelson. And well, let's just say Chisora's answer was hilarious.
It's like this, man. Have you ever taken those pills, the laxative pills? You know, the ones you take, you pop, and you wait for 20 minutes, you go to the toilet, and they go through you? I'm gonna go through this man. I'm gonna go through him, and you shall see. That's my strategy. I'm gonna go through you.
Whyte was so shocked, he stared off into the camera for a second before saying, "That's a bit of a weird analogy, isn't it?" Yes, Dillian, a very weird analogy indeed. Funnily enough, it was Dillian Whyte who went through Chisora like a laxative, winning the rematch via an 11th round knockout. Some of the boxers we have mentioned in this video have some pretty cool tattoos, as you may have seen. From Conor McGregor's awesome back tattoo to Mike Tyson's famous tribal face tattoo. Each tattoo has a meaning, whether it's obvious or not. So, why would Mike Tyson get a tribal symbol inked on his face, I hear you ask? Click this video right here to find out. Come on, ladies and gents, just click on the frickin' video.